And welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance with your host, Pitmarthroy. In this episode, we're going to start with Chapter 3, Pirates Aground. And in the last episode, we rescued Rolf and Mist. I just wanted to make sure I'd remember the title of this chapter, so that's why I said it first. So, Ike's about to be in some trouble because he disobeyed the captain's orders. Well, Titania's, but Titania's second command, so she's still in charge of Ike at this point. So, he's in trouble. Sit down, Ike, so that way I can look taller than you. Yeah, where were you anyway? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all Ike's fault. Oh wait, we have Boyd. What am I talking about? This is all Boyd's fault. Yeah, we can just blame it all on Boyd. Rise is the healer. We can't punish him too severely, because if we do that, then we won't have a healer. Because healers are kind of weak. As for Oscar, he's too awesome to lose, so I guess Boyd's the only one we can afford to lose. Oh well. Actually, they all get in trouble. So it says, you're confined to quarters for 10 days. It says, rules exist for a reason. It says, but we got more work than we can handle, so we're going to ignore the punishment for now. So, yay! So Oscar, Boyd, and Rise are going with Grail, so I guess we get stuck with Shinon, Gatrie, and Titania. Since we haven't seen either one of these units yet, it'll be nice to see how they fare in battle. I love this line right here. Me belly's emptier than me first mate's head. Like, I hope he's not the guy that's, like, right in front of you. This is just Port Talma. Nothing special here. Once again, really not relevant to the story, but we're here to take care of some pirates instead of bandits. So they sailed in the port a few days ago, and they've just been causing some trouble. Let's do the job and get out of here. Thunder and lightning maneuvers. I crash into him like thunder, and Shinon rains down his arrows on him like lightning. What should I do? Yeah, I'm so sure. Well, you're going to want to be careful here, and you'll see why in a minute. Here we go. No, we're not going to watch the preparation tutorial. Once you get to a certain point in the game, you're going to start with this command before you actually start a battle. This will let you choose your units normally. If a unit is flashing in green like this, that means you have to use the unit. Ike is going to be forced every single time. If the unit is white, then you can choose to turn it on or off by pressing A. If the unit's red, like these three right here, then you're not going to be able to use them at all in that chapter. So we're pretty much stuck with what we got here. You can also choose to reposition them, so anybody that's got one of these blue squares under them, you can switch their position with anybody else that has a blue square, or with an empty one if there is an empty one. But in this case, it's not that big a deal where we move them, so I'm just going to keep them as they were. Then you can just view the map, you can see what you're up against, what the conditions are, look at your units, you can look at the boss, get all his data, whatever. Regular old stuff. No, we don't want to begin now. You can look at your items, this is where you can trade them around, so that's pretty helpful. So let's see. Titania's got an iron sword, but she doesn't really need it. I actually want to trade over, or no, not to Shinon. There he is. I'm going to go ahead and trade over the first Iron Lance to Oscar as well, because I think Gatrie will be okay with just one weapon. Then you can look at the conditions. This just basically shows you a map, victory and defeat. The options, which is just the options menu to save, so you can save all your preparations. You'll get that ADV, which stands for advance, and then fighting, which is just beginning. You can also press start, and it'll give you the same option. So let's go ahead and start here. But before we actually get into fighting, we got units to look over. I actually want to show this tutorial because I'm not extremely good at showing it off. So this is bonus damage. Sometimes whenever you have a certain condition, like a unit attacks another type of unit, it'll do a whole bunch of damage. For example, if an archer attacks a Pegasus Knight, he's going to do a lot of damage. And you can see the status right there of what kind of an effect the archer would have. So it says flying next to that. So any unit that is a flyer, like a Pegasus Knight, in this case also a Dragon Rider would also work. Sometimes in some Fire Emblem games that doesn't work, like in the sequel to this game, archers don't have effects on Dragon Knights, which is strange because in this game they do. But whatever. So you can take a look at how much damage this guy would do, which is 16, and it also has the weapon flashing, so that just means the target's going to have a lot of bonus damage. Another example is using a hammer, which is an axe-type weapon, on a knight, like Gatrie/Gatrie. And then also, let's see what else is there. Fire damage could do a lot of damage against Laguz units, which we'll get into those later. Long swords will work really good against units on horseback. Armor slayers will work well on knights as well. Yeah, when Laguz are in human form, it doesn't give you a special bonus damage. But whenever they are transformed like that, because they go between an animal and a half animal. But whenever they are in animal form, then yeah, you can get them. That guy's hit's really low, though. He probably shouldn't even try for that, but he's going to hit. Just because, you know, the tutorial will make him hit. Okay. So that's bonus damage for you. Which is funny because nobody at this point has a weapon that can do bonus damage. Shinon is a sniper, which is an evolved archer, which would be good against Pegasus Knights. But since there's no Pegasus Knights on the map, I don't really get what the point of telling you this was. I don't think any of the units have a hammer on this map. So there's nothing that would hurt Gatrie that much. Ike and Titania don't really have any bonus damage. I don't get what the point of that was. But anyway, moving on to our two new units. First off, we got Shinon. Like I said, he's a level 1 sniper, so he's pre-promoted, but he's a little bit better than Titania pre-promoted-wise. He's not that bad. Archers are going to typically have really high skill, really high speed, pretty good strength, and pretty good defense. They're going to be low on resistance, luck, and magic usually, but that's not that big a deal because most of which they don't really need that too badly anyway. So, Shinon comes with Provoke, which provokes enemies into attacking first, which is a horrible skill. I don't know why they give you that. Let's see, anything else special? Not really. As for Shinon, you're going to get one other archer in the entire game, and he'll class up into a sniper later on. So, basically, you're going to have to choose right now if you want to use Shinon or not, and there will be a good reason why. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played this game, but there's going to be a huge, huge period of time where you're not going to be able to use him at all. So you need to choose right now whether you want to use him or not. I personally choose not to use him, and I go with the other archer instead. But if you're playing on a higher difficulty, it might be a better option to choose him over the other archer, because the other archer takes a long time to level up. And frankly, it probably wouldn't be worth all your bonus experience in that case. But if you're playing this on normal or easy, wouldn't be a problem at all, and you could use the other archer. And then we have Gatrie right here. He's a knight. Knights are going to have a whole bunch of defense all the time. They always have a really high defense. They have really low resistance. Almost, very rarely will you see a knight with a resistance higher than 5 ever when he's fully maxed out. They'll have pretty good strength overall. The other stats are going to be subpar, you know, something like that. Gatrie, or Gatrie, however you want to pronounce it, I'm probably just going to call him Gatrie for the rest of this Let's Play. He is also gone for a period of time, not as long as Shinon. However, I would not recommend him. In the sequel to this game, he's actually pretty good, but in this game, I just don't find myself using knights. I don't like the knight classes because they have really low speed, which means they're not going to double very often. So they're good for tanks, but I just prefer, you know, it's like Oscar for tanks. So Gatrie doesn't really work for me, I guess. I don't know why. Just, he doesn't. I think it's also time we turned off the animations for now. I'm going to keep on Shinon and Gatrie so you can see them for now. So we'll go to individual, turn Ike's off and Titania's off so you can see Shinon's and Gatrie's, and then after that, I'll turn them off. Since Shinon attacks from a range, they can't counterattack him. Unless they have another archer, so that's also helpful as well. And if you're wondering, Gatrie is not pre-promoted, so he's just regular class 1 unit. So experience-wise, he'll probably be alright. I'm going to have Ike attack this guy with an iron sword, because I don't have a choice. This is what it looks like normally, and this will make the game go by a lot faster, because you're not watching the animation each time. And I always have Titania go ahead and visit this place. This will give you a elixir. This guy will be important later, this character right here, but he gives you an elixir. Basically, this is a healing item that will restore your HP all the way to max. And no, we're not going to watch the indirect combat tutorial. You just attack from 2 squares away with your archers as opposed to 1. But since you've already been fighting archers, I think you've fought at least 1 at this point. You should already know how to take care of that. The problem is they're susceptible to damage whenever somebody gets close range to them because they can't counter close range weapons. And this pirate's going to attack him as well. You missed, thank goodness. And I got a critical. That's how you can tell critical off screen is it'll flash like that, and it'll obviously do more damage than normal. Alright, come on, get a speed upgrade. Good. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see Ike get a lot of speed, skill, and HP upgrades. Those are the top 3 things he will need. I mean, strength is pretty good too, but I prefer speed and skill. Alright, so let's go ahead and watch Gatrie's attack animation, or Gatrie. They even prove to you knights are slow by showing you the animation. You should see it in the sequel to this game. Oh man, if you're waiting for them to walk across, you're like, come on, faster. Okay, this is taking too long. Like, it gets really, really annoying. Go ahead and show us one more time. Maybe he'll get a critical. Snipers, whenever you get a sniper, like even the other archer, whenever he classes up into him, they'll come with a really high critical rate, like a critical hit of 20%. So look at criticals really often, even with a weak weapon like an iron or steel bow. It's really easy to get criticals as opposed to Ike's like 7% chance of a critical, or in this case only 3 even. Just go and like let Ike finish off this part. Now a lot of people that don't like using any 3 of these units like me, sometimes you'll just solo this entire mission with Ike, which isn't the worst idea ever at all. And we have another unit. Once again, you can tell because the thing is green. This is Marcia. She'll be a character you recruit later, but she is on this map. So she is a Pegasus Knight. Usually the archer that you saw down there won't come up and attack her, though, so it's not that big a deal. Usually can't. Yeah, see, he went over to Titania, so... I would recommend getting rid of the archer just in case he does that, but I've never seen him actually do that, so I doubt it'll be a problem for you. Another thing about having really high speed, by the way, which, like I said, archers and snipers have, is most of the time they're not going to get hit by very many attacks. Shinon's getting hit by a couple here, but they're more likely to miss. Which is definitely an advantage here. And Titania got a vulnerary, she can hold on to that. Now right now Marcia is going to be on her own, you can't control her at all, but she'll usually do a pretty good job of staying alive here. Because pretty much everybody that attacks her, most of them are Myrmidons, which is sword users, and since she's got the weapon triangle in her advantage, she usually defeats them in 1 or 2 turns. Sometimes they're fast enough to where she can't double them, but they usually will miss or do very little damage like that. So that guy will be dead next turn if she decides to attack, which she didn't. Okay. That's fine. I don't care. Okay, let's see if I can weaken this guy with Shinon without actually destroying him. If he gets even 1 critical, that guy's going to be dead. How about Gatrie? How much damage can he do? 16. That'll leave him with... Oh, well, his hit's only 60. He's probably not going to hit anyway. Alright, it looks like we're going to be stuck taking a chance here. And I forgot to turn the animations for these 2 off. Alright, there's 1. Alright, good. Shinon's not going to give him very much EXP from killing anybody either. He'll get more than Titania, but not a lot more. Just go ahead and use the steel sword so it'll only take 1 hit. That way Ike won't be taking any possible damage. Can we turn their animations off? Just switch it to animation off. Go ahead and attack this guy, because there's nothing else Gatrie can really do right now, so... Even if he missed, it wouldn't be a waste, because it's not like he'd get damaged himself. If Titania killed him. Alright, that takes care of all the units that aren't on the boat, so... Let's go ahead and end our turn and then have them attack Marcia, and this guy's going to be dead by the next turn. Yep. And don't worry about her moving up towards the boss or anything like that. It's not a race against time, so she doesn't get the kill. She won't run up towards the boss. She just stays right there the whole time. She pretty much just only destroys units that get in her way, or that decide to attack her. And since I want this to take less time, I'm going to start shoving Ike up this, whatever it is, boardwalk. And since paladins and any kind of knight can't do that, I guess we're stuck ending the turn there. And yeah, this guy's going to come over here. He's got a hand axe, so he can attack from a range. That's the ranged weapon for axes, is the hand axe. And then the ranged weapon for lances is the javelin. She doesn't have one. Okay, I thought she would. There is no ranged weapon for swords. There are some special swords that are like magic swords. But in the sequel to this game, the Wind Edge is the ranged sword. The Wind Edge set. But since we're not playing that game, I won't get into that. Gatrie... No, that'll be 32 if he hits both times. Which means that guy will be dead. Let's give it a shot. One. Missed, of course. Okay, good. He's not getting criticals, which I actually want him to not get any criticals. Because I want Ike to get all these kills. Since Ike's a required unit, you might as well level him up right now. If you can max him out to level 20, then you won't have to use him until he gets his forced class change. After that, you can just leave him on the back of the map. And we got the hand axe. We got to discard an item here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the iron sword that's got a whole bunch of uses on it. Titania can carry one more item, so we'll give the hand axe to her. As if anybody else could use it. Just swap them out like that. I'm actually going to have Ike use a speed wing next turn here. Just put Gatrie right here. Actually, no, I said I'd save this for Boyd. What am I talking about? Alright, so, you cannot recruit her yet. However, you can get her to be recruited later. For right now, you just have to talk to her with Ike, and you'll get this conversation. You're not dead. You got full HP, or if not, it's almost full. She says, I'll come talk to you about repaying my debt later. That basically means that she will show up as a character you can use later on in the story. So she is a Pegasus Knight of Benyon. So we'll just end the turn right here. Because I want to have Ike get the kill for most of these. He's doing alright on HP, but we'll go ahead and heal him up real quickly. Maybe we should give him another vulnerate. Shinon's got one, Gatrie's got one, and Titania's got two. Okay, we'll let her trade over one to Ike. And I'll actually swap out the one vulnerary I used for 3. Just to be safe. Since Ike's your main character, you can't have him dying on you, so... Okay, let's see. What do these guys got? This guy's got an iron axe. He's got no range. No range. This guy does have range. Drat. I was afraid of that. And it looks like the boss is nothing special. He's got a little bit more skill and strength. Other than that, he looks about the same. You'll notice he comes with a drop called the Thief Band. Whenever an item that an enemy unit has is red, that means they're going to drop that item. He's got a Thief Band. This can be used for a thief later. Since we don't have a thief, you know, obviously we can't use that yet, but we can use it later. Unfortunately, the hand axe isn't very accurate. You'll notice when playing this game that the axes are the least accurate of the 3, and lances are the most accurate, but lances are also typically the weakest ones. The interesting thing is if you play this game on hard mode, there is no weapon triangle. They just eliminate it in hard mode, so axes immediately become the most powerful weapon of the 3, and lances immediately become the weakest. So you'll be using a lot of axe users if you play this on hard mode, and very few lance users. Oscar is still a good unit, though. Alright, there's one of them. Now keep in mind, this is defeat boss mission, so if you want the XP from that other guy back there, you're going to have to go around and get him. Which I'm going to try to do here. I can't reach him. Whatever. We'll just get rid of this guy. Can I defeat him right now? No, I can't. I'm actually going to heal again, just in case. Vulneraries are pretty easy to come by in this game, and whenever you get a shop, they're really cheap too. So don't worry about running out of them if you run out of uses on a Vulnerary. It's not the end of the world. Actually, you know what? There's no point in leaving that guy there, so let's go ahead and use the hand axe and get rid of this guy up here. Or at least damage him a little bit. Okay, he died anyway. Critical, so. I mean, there's no point in not killing him, because nobody else is going to be able to, so. For once, Titania didn't hog the XP. She just got a kill that she could get. So let's go ahead and beat this guy. And there we go. Man, I got a lot of level ups. He was like, what, level 3 when we started this? Now he's level 8. Or not level 3, but still, he got a pretty good set of level ups. And he got a defense upgrade, which is good. And he got that thief band as well. Very nice. And we got our pay, which doesn't actually count towards your money overall in this game. Yes, clearly Commander Grail had more important things to do than save your village. He's like, you're more than good enough to be in the Royal Army. What's funny is Titania actually used to be in the Royal Army, but she retired, which I think they get into that a little, but not very much. But she used to be part of the Crimean Royal Army, or the Crimean Knights, as most people know it. But she's not anymore. Yeah, I know, I didn't let you get a lot of kills. You're not wasting your talents. I mean, it's fun to beat these guys up, right? Oh, money is the root of all evil, Shinon. I mean, everybody knows that. Nothing is certain but death and taxes and laundry. So, next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem at Path of Radiance, I will see you guys for Part 4, the Roadside Battle. Or Chapter 4, it'll be Part 5. What am I talking about? See you guys then.